size iPhone 4 video on the screen. So there's no craft to that. But what are you guys seeing as content, and these electronic devices are everywhere now?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that specifically with shorts, with doc shorts, there are not a lot of them, as we've said, but we have to be selective, and you can capture something that is immediate, and that's wonderful. But if there's no artistry behind it, if there's no thoughtfulness behind it, it's not really going to work. And it will, especially if you're going to program it with a bunch of other stuff that is well thought out and has had a lot of sort of thought behind it. You can't do that. So again, with Doc NYC, for example, sometimes I have themes that I would love to do. Like I have 4 films and I need 6, and it's a perfect theme. It's the absolute perfect theme, and I will start to go down okay, I don't know how everybody else does it, but we all do some version of sort of ranking the films when they're submitted, and these are my 5s, they're the best. These are my 4s, they're pretty good, but maybe there's a little issue. If I start getting into the 3s and the 2s just to find the animal film that's going to work, I stop myself. I'm like, nope, I cannot do that program. I have to come up with something else. So you have to have some level of you have to be able to stick by your program and stick by the programming that you do. And not sort of give way for either the content or some topicality or anything like that. It still has to hold up.
And I think that varies though from festival to festival, because we all have different audiences and different expectations amongst our audience members. So Rooftop is has a little bit more of a do-it-yourself like punk rock feel to it, and I'm really comfortable with a program. If there's a film that I don't know if this filmmaker is going to become an amazing filmmaker or not, but they captured this one moment that's just amazing and it fits really well with one of our programs, I'm very comfortable programming that, and I know that our audience will respond to it because it is more experiential, and it's not necessarily people trying to discover the next great filmmaker. It's all about that night for us more than anything else. But of course, like, other festivals have different priorities, and you guys as filmmakers should recognize, like, there's festivals that are going to really suit what you guys are doing, and there's festivals that aren't. And you should do your research, and you should try to track down all the short films that they've programmed in years past, or feature films, get a sense for that feel. Because there's definitely a lot of, like, Indie Memphis or something like that is going to program a lot of stuff that might be, really cutting edge and low production values, and more in-your-face sort of filmmaking. And, maybe Toronto's not. And you should do the research and figure that out.
And I'm going to hawk my book now because he's in it too. So I wrote a book, it got published in 2008, called Swimming Upstream, A Life-Saving Guide to Short Film Distribution. A lot of it, obviously, as the world has moved light years space, is outdated at this point, but there's still some very valuable information that you might want to investigate because the basics are the same, storytelling, festival circuit, those kind of things, those tools that you need, still exist. So, and Shane wrote a great essay for the book too. So, I didn't know you guys then, otherwise I would have introduced me. But just as an aside.
I think, of all the short forms, documentary is the one where content can slightly supersede craft because it's all about the story and the subject, the story that you're telling us. So, but I say only slightly. And I think the rougher the craft is, the shorter the film is, helps it. Because if it's, a snapshot, a small portrait, or a timely piece, the shorter it is, the easier it is for us, I think, to forgive some lacks in craft, except bad sound. And bad acting doesn't apply to you guys, to docs. So I think, bearing in mind, knowing what you've got and being realistic about what you've got and how it looks on the big screen, and perhaps, trying to tighten it up so that you're making the most with the limitations that you have.